Hello, my name's James and I'm here to demonstrate two new golf hole cutters for 2016. I'm currently located at Caddington Golf Course, Bedfordshire, just north of London. I'm on a newly constructed USGA specification sand-based green, and after I've cut holes on here I'm going to move on to an older clay or push-up green to show you how these operate in much tougher conditions. This tool here is the iPro hole cutter and this one is the Railmaster. Now if we start over here, we have the older on display Turfmaster hole cutter, around for about 30 years, and then we moved on to the Holemaster hole cutter, about 15 years old or so, and then moving into this year with the new Railmaster. I'll show you some of the features and the benefits of this tool. Now if I remove the blades to start with, first things to notice, we have a solid one-piece construction frame, no loose joints or anything to wobble or break. We have a cross bracing plate in the base ring here attached to the frame to avoid the base ring moving or even the centre ring sometimes coming out or marking your greens. If we move around to the front, we have this black plate which is an adjustable depth stop for the blades. This plate comes off and it can be bolted back on in 1/4 of an inch increments. So once you've got your blades back in and you're happy with the depth set for your particular golf hole cut, the blades will stop at the bottom, meaning you get an exact same cut depth every time. Now one of the key features of this tool are the guide rails that are attached to the blades. Now these guide rails can be shimmed and adjusted, so depending on how loose or how tight you want the blades, depending on your soil conditions, you can put a small shim, small washer or something else to adjust between the black part here and the actual silver part of the blade. What this does is it helps keep the blades exactly parallel, so that when you're cutting a hole in the greens, the last thing you really want is the blades to be doing this, because you end up with a bigger diameter hole at the bottom, meaning that when you extract the plug you're crowning the green or lifting the green, and also trying to replace the plug back in and then lift the blades back out can be tremendously difficult. So what I'll do is I'll pick a location, say here, or get our mallet. Now one thing to note is I'm using a fairly heavy nylon faced hammer here. I'm not using a steel club hammer or rubber mallet or anything else like that won't do the job properly and potentially damage you or the tool. So if we take one side and start the ball rolling, obviously I'm going perhaps a little bit deeper than I need to because I haven't actually set the depth stop, but this will prove the point and show you. Okay, so a small twist just to break the core off. Now lift gently, and there what we have. Now as you can see, the plug's dropped by about 1/4 of an inch or so, but it's still holding. I haven't had to pinch the blades together, haven't had to do anything else. Remember, this is a sand base, so under normal circumstances, if the blades were loose, that plug would have dropped out, which shows the tool's doing its job. So just to add that I can show you, if I shake it, that will start to drop out. Obviously under normal use you wouldn't do that, but to replace the plug back in, there you go. Now there's things I'm probably doing here that you may say are not quite right. I'm not a greenkeeper, but I'll take your comments, and if you want me to do another video to show you different circumstances, more than happy to do so. Again, just carrying the tool, as you can see with the blades dropping down, they're not touching the green, they're not scratching across the green like they could do. Okay, to now demonstrate how the iPro golf hole cutter works, first of all we shall remove from the optional docking station just a little device that stops the tool falling over and marking your greens. Also good in the shed, avoids the blade hitting concrete or hard floor and chipping the edge. So First things first, just get the position you'd like. Drop the tool into the ground. There's a bubble level that's fixed into the top plate, which enables you to get the tool square before you start. Pull the top pin, lift the tool, drive it down. Again, just keeping an eye on the level as you go. Now, what I'm not doing is I'm not holding the tool really hard and stiff and trying to hurt myself. I'm letting the tool do the work. And as we drive it down, in this configuration, we've got an optional depth stop ring, which is bolted onto here, which means you can adjust in 1/4 of an inch increments to suit your hole cut depth. You can also use this with a hole cutting board. Just add the thickness of the board on if you wish. So if we carry on cutting the hole, and drive it down to the plate just touches the grass surface, no more. Push the pin back in, and you'll note that wherever I am, I can push the pin back in nice and easily. So then we extract the plug, just lift up. I'll hold it on the handle here to show you. So our plug's nicely taken, very loose, very sandy conditions. In this configuration, we've got the sand blade inside chamfered blade on the tool. And to put the plug back into your old hole, the tool is quite well balanced, so you can just carry it off as it is, like this, straight over. And to put it back into the old hole, drop it down like this. We don't have to push it down. Again, let the tool do the work. We're not trying to compress the core. We pull the left-hand pin and use the ratchet mechanism to lift the tool back up. When it's got to that point, bring it back. The pin is self-locking, and you can carry it again. Just tap the plug back down. And I'm not a greenkeeper, so I'm sure you have processes to sort out the next stage. But what I would do now is put this back into the station here, and I can actually carry this off and put it straight back in the buggy off to the next green. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions, let us know. Okay, so I've moved the tools over to this part of the course. We've got a practice putting green over here, a chipping green here, both just cut push-up greens on a very hard clay, mixed with chalk and flint in this part of the world. So pretty tough. Let's see what happens. Position ourselves first with the railmaster, where we want to get started. Clearly a lot tougher, but still going in. Give it a bit of a twist and a lift. Okay, so as we can see, got some interesting things in here. A big stony lump with chalk and some sort of small pieces of flint and other stone, but generally very much clay, very hard, but still cut a hole, no problem at all. And I can see a big lump of white chalk that's gone through here. But the blades are fine, so probably gone a lot deeper than you would do in these sort of circumstances as well. So to put the core back in, give it a pull. Definitely hard, but still comes out fine. Pretty good going. So just to prove that it's done the job in both sets of greens. Now I'm going to leave that there and give it a go with the iPro. Now I've got two iPros here, one with a change of blade. We've got a clay outside sharpened blade on here, which may well suit these types of greens, push-up greens better, but we'll give it it a try. So same as before, get a position, get a level. I haven't got a depth stop indicator on this one, but I'll go just down by eye. Definitely feel it's a lot harder, but still going down more than deep enough. Push the pin in, give the tool a bit of a twist. You feel it's harder to break off. Lift the tool out, definitely tougher, but it's coming. And this time we've got a slight drop on the plug, again because it's a different type of blade, but the core comes out fine in this type of green. Let's see about extracting it after we put it back in, because clearly that's normally the really difficult part. So I pull the pin, extraction handle, and as you can see, even extracting, let's carry on a little bit longer, even extracting a difficult core, there's no problem at all. What I'll do is I'll put this one to one side, and we'll take the one we had earlier with the sand blade on, just to see if it'll do it in this type of makeup. So let's go just next to the others. Leveled off. Drive it in. Down to the depth stop. Push the pin. Twist the core. Give it a little twist and pull it out. And surprisingly it's done the job pretty well. So this is a clay based soil with stones and all sorts of muck with a sand blade on, and it's still cut a perfect hole. So let's try extracting the core. Piece of cake. There we have it. The Railmaster and the iPro, the sand blade, a clay blade in a push-up green, compared to the sand USJ spec I did a short while ago. Hopefully that covers all bases, and if you've got any questions, please get in contact with us and we'll happily help you out. Okay, so I've also just been asked to demo this hole cutter in exactly the same spot, just to see if there's any difference. So make a little bit of space, take off the string thing, right, pull the pin. So, it'll go down a bit more. Right, try and get the pin back in. Okay, bit of a twist. Lift the core out. So it still does the same sort of job, no problem. Extract the core. So to say, but if I was doing that, I'd have a bad back by the end of the day. So worst case scenario, unless there's another scenario that you can think of, then I'll happily film it and take these through the paces. So again, thanks to the guys here at Caddington Golf Course in Bedfordshire, just north of London. I'm James, and I'll answer any questions you have any time. Okay, just to demonstrate again, probably a series of holes if I can do them. The chipping green's over there. This is the putting green. So again, different type of soil potentially, but still push up. Let's just give it a go. And this green, you may only go down sort of 5 inches for a shortened putting cup, but I'm going down over, well, about 7.5 to 8 inches at the moment because there's no depth stop set, so much deeper than you would normally go. Give it a bit of a twist, give it a pull, perfectly fine. Blade to stand parallel, no issues whatsoever. Back in, push that down. Pretty tough to get the blades back out, but they will come. So that was a tough one. Do another one right next to it, just to prove it's not a fluke. Another twist, pull it out, and again, coil's out no problem at all. Back in the hole. Okay. So there we go. Okay, so maybe third time lucky, similar spot, or maybe somewhere else. Twist, pull, perfectly fine. Need loads of stone and brick and flint and whatever else in here. Again, so the Railmaster hole cutter. Thanks for watching. Any questions? Again, happy to answer. Your feedback is fantastic to help us improve these bits of kit. So anything you want to say, please message me or find us through social media or watch our YouTube page and any such like. So thanks very much and goodbye.